First things first, determine the states of everything. Because of the nitrate here, we know that this is fully soluble in water. Because of the potassium, we can say the same about Ki. Now, lead iodide right here. We know lead is typically not soluble in water, and iodine's not going to change that. So this is actually a solid, and I can put a little symbol like this showing it's a precipitate. It's going to fall out of the solution. And then coming over here, potassium and nitrate are both extremely soluble in water. Now, I need to show where things are going to dissociate or break apart. Now, I know that nitrate's going to break off of lead here. I know the potassium and the iodine are going to separate. And I know the potassium and the nitrate are going to separate. I'm not going to show this as dissociated because it's not soluble in water. Now, spectators, I'm looking for things that are dissociated on both sides of the equation. The lead is not dissociated on the product side, so I'm going to leave that one alone. The nitrates are dissociated on the product side, so I'm going to cross them out. Okay, the potassiums, there are two of them. They're dissociated on the way in, they're dissociated on the way out. Cross them out. And that means the last thing to check is iodine. He's dissociated on the way in, but he is not dissociated on the way out. He is going to participate in this chemical reaction. So I'm just going to rewrite what's left. I have my leads, which will have a charge of 2+ at this point. I have my iodines, and there are 2 of them. And then I have the PbI2, which will be a solid, just like that. All right, now to draw this, you have to kind of pair your concepts with your understandings here. So, first things first, I know that this is going to dissociate. And when it does, I'm going to get Pb2+ and 2 separate NO3s. So this becomes this. Now the Ki's are also going to dissociate, giving me 2 K's and 2 I's. So I'm going to draw K+, I-, and I'll put an I- over here. Okay, so all my particles are now in the mix. Everybody on the reactant side dissociated, so there's all my dissociated particles. Now I'm going to come over here to my product side. The lead and the iodine came together, and they're going to make a solid that's going to sit at the bottom. I'm going to label that PbI2 solid. I'm showing it at the bottom because it's a precipitate. And then I'm going to draw all the things that are not becoming the precipitate floating around above it. So the lead and the iodine became precipitates, but the 2 potassiums and the 2 nitrates did not. So I'm going to show 2 of the K+ up here and 2 of the NO3- floating around up there, not participating in this reaction. And again, it makes it really obvious why we eliminate the potassium and the nitrate from this. The only things that are actually doing anything in this reaction are the lead and the iodine. The lead reacts with the 2 iodines to make the PbI2 you see right here. The K's and the NO3s, the potassiums and nitrates, they don't do anything, which is why we eliminated them when we drew the net ionic equation here.